Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Catching Up with the Tolberts. I'm Chelsea Whittington, and it's always my pleasure to join the counselors for a conversation on what's happening at the firm. Attorney Tolbert, you asked me was a horse, and I think Shalise and I can attest to a weekend of amazement at our alma mater celebrations for Westside High School's all-class reunion. But I have enough voice to talk to the Tolberts. How are you all doing today?
Oh, fantastic. We're doing great. Doing great.
Yes. So I think I'll just start there. As an alumni of Westside Leadership Academy, you were able to catch up with some of your classmates over the weekend?
Yes, it's always a good time to get with the Cougars and put our paws up.
Yes,
so,
yes.
It's always a good excuse to get the high school crew together.
Yes.
Because we're not all too far apart, but this is always a good time. I always like the all-class reunion weekend because it's seamless to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not divided. Here's the class of this, the class of that, class of that. Yeah, we have our cliques, but it is seamless and you can move around to everybody.
Yes, and I would just add on to say that this weekend was our 35th class reunion, so we took that milestone and folded it into the activities of the all class. So not only were we able to fellowship with the class of 90 proper, but a chance to see the other classes and see everybody fellowship together. So that was a good thing, and I think you all will be proud of us because we also used that time to raise funds during our Cougar Walk for scholarships.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're taking a page out the Tolberts book about about giving back and looking out for our young people. And now for the business at hand. I'll start with you, Ms. Shalise, Attorney Shalise Tolbert. You recently received a renewed designation. Would you please share that honor with us?
Yes, thank you. I was informed that I have been reinstated. Well, renominated, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't kicked out. But
That's
put it
good.
that way. To the National Black Lawyers Top 100 Attorneys.
That
so
is
I'm
so awesome.
still in that. I'll call it renewed. Yes,
Okay.
I said renewed.
A renewed honor. Does that mean
Thank
that Attorney Michael Tolbert is soon to follow? Should we check our emails?
I guess so. We'll see.
Okay. I just feel like the two of you are one, so you'll always be top 100, whether you get it, or you both get it. But what does that mean for someone who's just heard about this designation for the first time?
Well, it's a designation. The National Black Lawyers is a specialized group under the National Trial Attorneys. And so they take the top 100 black lawyers in the country for this designation.
Wow.
So
that means you're cream of the crop. She's cream of the crop.
She is.
I thank God that somebody thinks that.
Well, we thank God that you all are in our community continuing to serve. And Michael, I heard her say trial lawyers, and that always makes me think about you and your trial preparation. Anything juicy coming up or anything that you've concluded that has caused you to make major changes in your schedule to get prepped up for this?
Always. We always have something going on. I think at heart we are a trial lawyer firm. From the time someone assigns us a case, we immediately start getting it ready for trial. And I know that's a really weird way for most lawyers to think, but we believe that being prepared is essential to being able to handle anybody's matter. So until we hear that it's not going to trial, we're getting ready for trial.
I like that.
So I have the firm has an extremely big case coming up in November, and all my weekends have been dedicated. Every weekend has been dedicated to reading transcripts, gathering exhibits, and making sure that everything is put together. So I was able to take a little bit of break and kick you with the Cougars just for a little bit because I had to make sure my wife was nobody put their hands on her.
I made sure I was with her.
Oh, were you? Okay, because you know how y'all reunions get. So,
How do our reunions get?
I don't know. That's a whole Kappa thing.
Hey,
We'll talk about
so
it.
I had to make sure nobody wasn't calling a cola.
Uh-oh. Don't lie.
Yeah, so I took a little bit of break to keep an eye on my wife, but outside of that, I was getting ready for trial most of this weekend. And
Everybody at the reunion was on a date with us because he's been getting ready for this case.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I was dancing with her. You know, we're fellow hip hop heads, so we were out there together. So all is well on that front. You focus on the trial. Focus.
I'm focused.
Okay.
So I'll be preparing for that probably up until, I would say probably in October, early November, and then we shut it down and we're just going over more presentation, skill sets and the exhibits and the depositions and all those fun things that lawyers tend to read when they're getting ready would be already done. So I like to start my trial prep early so I'm extremely prepared.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if you mentioned the length of the trial, which is why
it's a month.
Yeah.
So the trial is a month long. So I'll be in trial for the month of November.
Are you gonna be okay? Who's gonna look out for you?
I might be there with him on some days. I don't know yet. Depending on how it falls. So it's amazing. We've been blessed to be in business together and have this firm for 10.5 years, and we've never tried a case together.
Not once. I'll tell you what, Chelsea, the most beautiful thing about trial is that you lose weight.
Oh, well, I need to go to trial. I want to go.
You lose weight because, you skip
crazy.
meals and all kind of stuff, the stress,
Yeah.
so I probably lose about 5-10 pounds during trial.
Nice.
So
It is
my
crazy.
abs start showing and
Okay.
everything. So.
It's like, where does that restraint come from? Not to eat while you're in trial. You
Yeah.
don't drink anything. You
so-
don't eat. It's like, why can't I do this on
The
regular
trial
days?
diet. We call it the trial diet.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it. If you're just tuning in, I'm joined by attorneys Michael and Shalise Tolbert in beautiful downtown Gary. We're catching up with the Tolberts. And from a philanthropic standpoint, recently your fraternity, the Brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, hosted their annual golf outing with the scholarship component. I understand that you were on hand. Can you give us a quick recap?
That's the only thing I was, because I played awful. I should have just donated the money. Didn't do anything else. But it's always a fun time to play that golf outing. There's so many tremendous philanthropic golf outings that happen around our region. And that's one of my most favorite ones, just because it's dedicated to the children. It's dedicated to something that Shalise and I believe in, which is the advancement of education in our community. So shout out to my brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi, Gary Alumni Chapter. Continue to do big things in our community and help our kids, because that's most important.
Yes, and I would just add that scholarship component is a part of the Henry E. Bennett Achievement Foundation, and that they will also be having a luncheon in the fall that will honor accomplished and lauded Garyites.
That's right.
So I'll be looking forward to that and sharing that. So continue, you guys, doing some of those great things in the community. And I can't say anything about Kappas without talking about your sorority in case there's anything coming up or any recaps or announcements from the Deltas.
Locally, we don't start our year back up until I think we start meetings in September, but we did come off of a very huge national convention this past July, a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend in person, but I was able to attend virtually, which is a great option when you can't get there and still want to know the business of the organization and the national business of the organization. So I'm sure a lot of my sorors locally went, enjoyed themselves. It was in D.C., the 57th National Convention, and from what I saw, there was a time that was had.
I'm sure.
The business was taken care of as well.
I'm sure, and they probably headed over to Dear Howard University,
Yeah,
where they were
I saw some
founded.
pictures.
Yeah, plenty of pictures over there at
That's
Howard.
wonderful.
So, we was at home.
That's
We was at
right.
home.
That's right. That's wonderful. I always like to put that segment in our conversation because the two of you uphold community service so much, and you put your money where your mouth is as well, and it shows, and I want everybody else to know that. So let's change lanes here and talk about your lovely, lovely, amazing, and hilarious podcast, Married People's Business. Before we talk about the topic, Michael, can you tell those who haven't heard of it, what is Married People's Business?
Well, I would say probably about 4 years ago, a couple of friends had really put a lot of pressure on us to do a podcast because I guess I'm crazy on social media. So they were like, man, you guys need a podcast. You need to talk about the benefits, the pros and cons of being married to your spouse and being in business with your spouse. So we said, all right, we'll do it and give it a spin. And we created the Married People's Business Podcast, which the goal is to really highlight married couples that are doing awesome work in our community, and also to have fun, to really talk about relationship issues that come up in marital situations. And so it's not all business. So we talk about a lot of different things. So this last episode was about joint bank accounts and the financial and social benefits of pooling your resources together, because we want to promote togetherness in our communities. Yes. Because we don't, especially with social media, everybody's so negative now. You see so many podcasts about people breaking up and fights and just not being together. So we wanted to do something that really promoted togetherness and socially, spiritually, financially, and that was the podcast.
I like it, and I did watch it. What were some of the highlights that you recall, Shalise?
Well, having the joint bank account, it wasn't a second thought to me, actually, which is, some people probably think, oh, that's not the norm. You have your own separate one. The bank account that I had from the first time I got a job, I still have. But it's got like $125 or whatever the minimum is to keep it open. Mm-hmm. And so once we got married, it was a no-brainer to me that we needed to have one account. Okay. And so people are surprised by that, because
I'm not surprised with you two, though.
Well, I mean, the other thing was, we never lived together. We never cohabitated. We didn't do any of that stuff beforehand. And so I know that my husband has always been a frugal man. And so
not with those expensive suits. Show me frugal.
Well, that's what he'll spend money on.
Oh, that's his guilty pleasure. Okay.
The suits and the shoes.
Okay, I was going to say frugality is not the order of the day when it comes to
Mama, are you here? We didn't live together before marriage.
Yeah, I caught that.
You caught that?
I did.
Yeah,
very nice.
She tried.
I did not try.
Living in sin.
No, I did not
try.
try.
I said, my mama would not approve. But go ahead, finish the story.
So at any rate, so it wasn't a big transition, but what ended up happening with my account that I had, that became the vehicle for us to save up capital to start the firm.
Gotcha.
So that's like we started planning stuff. So yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of people are, surprised that we had separate. I mean, we didn't have separate accounts.
And one of the amazing things about that episode was really looking at the psychological benefits of having one account, because I didn't know that there was a scientific study that was done on the topic, and how they found like the test pool of folks that pool their resources with joint bank accounts, actually their marriages lasted longer.
Wow.
They had less strife, and it makes sense when you think about it, because you have less to worry about. You have one account to worry about.
Right.
And it's hard to have a side chick when you got one account. You know what I mean?
That's the real benefit. Thank you,
ladies,
Michael.
I'm telling you.
If you put them on your account.
Because how you gonna pay? I'm just telling you, ladies. I'm telling you all the little secrets. But I'm sure there was something. The infidelity rate probably was decreased because you don't have side money going different places, and it was just a lot of really cool things that I found out from researching it. And that's one of the most phenomenal parts of this podcast is when we do a topic, I learned so much from doing the topic, because we research it thoroughly, because we don't want to just be up there talking in front of a camera. We want to give information. I gave some scripture in one of my podcasts. I'm not quite a biblical scholar, but I can read the word. I did get it right.
You got it right. He just
some people question the interpretation, but other than that, I'm not a bishop, but
I'm not poised to be a first lady.
But I do like the fact that you do the research. To me, it's just like you do for your trials. You prepare so that you are knowledgeable and able to share knowledge with your listeners and viewers. So where can we find the podcast, Shalise, again?
It is on YouTube, Married People's Business, for the podcast with the video, and then the audio can be found on any streaming outlet that you use. Married People's Business.
And make sure you subscribe. You know,
Yeah,
there's so much
subscribe.
like garbage out there that does not promote togetherness and family. And this is a podcast that we really created for that purpose, to shine a light on marriage and togetherness and, you know, building something together, whether it be business or just your family unit, you know. And I know there's so much, sometimes people want to see like the crash and burn arguments and crazy stuff that is pumped, streamed to us every day, but this is something different. So we just ask that you support it through your subscription. So.
And the other thing that I like to say, because people think we've known each other for so long and we always agree on stuff. We don't always agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I
It
think
is,
we got into an argument on one podcast. You know, it was very
It
respectable.
was cordial.
Until
As
the
lawyers
camera
do.
stopped.
You know, but I mean, we as we do our research, it's not a scripted
Yes.
podcast.
That's the best kind.
So we just go at what our thoughts are based on the research, and we may have different positions, you know,
Yeah.
on some things.
Sure.
So
That's true.
And speaking of that, I want to do a public apology on our cancellation, the Whittington
Oh,
Cursive
no.
Academy. And I will share with you.
I need you
that
to write that in cursive.
I'm going to write it in cursive.
In
Mr.
cursive.
Whittington was like, I don't know if I'm ready. I want to really be ready for the Tolberts. And I had to respect that. And so we're going to reschedule it. And today we just had our second graduation. I understand that with it being in its infancy, he wanted to have enough fodder to come on and really talk in depth. And so the Whittingtons will be coming
We're looking forward to
to
that.
Married People's Business.
Looking forward to it.
I just wanted to tell you we have not forgotten.
No,
but
I know you haven't. I want to
building a
congratulate
business.
you and my fraternity brother Terrell, because what you're doing with that Cursive Academy is just awesome.
Thank you.
And we are so proud to call you our friends.
Thank you.
And we just pray blessings over your business, and we know that it would be a blessing to our community and a blessing
Thank
to
you.
you. So congratulations.
Thank you. And without tearing up, I will tell you, it's individuals and couples like yourselves that motivate us to keep going. In times when you disagree, and I am running a firm, but I want to give all the attention and love to make sure that his business thrives. So he is, in fact, my client as well. So do keep us lifted in prayer, because it is not easy. So thank you for that resource
Does
of
he
Mary.
pay? Does he pay for your CWIT services?
In more ways than one. No. This is a family show. No, it's that part. What I love about him in that part, he's like, I trust you with the money and the contracts. I want to focus on the children and the content. And so I'm behind the scenes kind of promoting
Nice. Yeah.
social media, making sure that the deals are made. And he's really focused on what about this and doing this and the way the kids respond to them. And I'm so glad about the young men who are able to see a
Oh,
man
yes.
in class to look up to him.
Absolutely.
But
That's
this
great.
is about the Tolberts. We are catching up with the Tolberts, but I truly thank you for your support.
Of course, you
So-
will always have our support.
I
Always.
appreciate that. So off camera, I asked them, are we hiring? And I got two separate answers. Is Tolbert and Tolbert hiring? I'm just going to look up in the air and see who answers.
Yes, no, yes, yes.
I don't
Yes,
think
I
I
think-
said. I don't think I said no. I think I said we were at full capacity.
Very
right now.
good.
See that
Okay.
lawyerly
so-
answer? That's
Yes,
why she's
and PR.
a National Black Lawyer 100.
Top
See
100.
that?
I love that
I
defense.
mean, you know, we want to be able to employ everybody that we can in our community that can enhance what we're trying to do in our city, in the region, the nation, and the world.
That's right.
Right. This is the first time in 10 years we are at full capacity where we literally do not have an empty office. So if we hire anybody, we got to convert a conference room into an office.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
wonderful news. So
Yes.
congratulations to
Thank
the
you.
team. And your reply was, we're always hiring, just to keep you on top of
Always.
mind.
God said, see, I told you I had a little bit of
Okay,
coordination.
bring it,
in-
Bishop.
God says, be fruitful and multiply.
multiply.
All right,
Okay.
Deacon, come on, Deacon. We can't be bishop and pastor status. Again, I am not
Deacon.
first lady voice.
Okay, so Deacon asked
So it's like the oil that Elijah multiplied.
Okay.
You know, so
Just keep
when you
the-
put
the
your
woman,
hands on the
she kept
oil,
pouring the oil.
you keep pouring the oil. Yes,
to make the
I
cake.
look at the firm like the oil that Elijah blessed.
All right.
You know what I mean? So you got to be ready with the containers, because it will never run dry.
Oh,
You know what I
amen.
mean? So we just got to keep it going. You know, we got to keep things going.
Okay, well then there's a message for us all, those who are in business. Prepare for the overflow.
Prepare for it.
Okay.
Cursive Academy, prepare for the overflow. Tolbert and Tolbert,
I
prepare for the
receive
overflow.
it.
And everybody out there, prepare for the overflow. As long as you keep God first, any and all things are possible.
I love that. And that's a great way to wrap up this conversation as we talk about exactly what the firm does and does not do. We always do that. And I know when you visit the website, it lets you know on site that this is a Christ-centered, Christ-focused following firm. Talk about it, Shalise.
Well, we are faith-based and we don't hide it at all. So our practice includes civil litigation, and sometimes it's easier to say what we don't do than what we do. So we don't handle things like family law or divorces or bankruptcy and criminal law. No disrespect to anybody who does that. We applaud you and we stay in our lane.
That's correct.
So we do things like personal injury, we do insurance defense, we do contract work, we help people start businesses, we do a little bit of estate planning, where we help people write wills and powers of attorney and things like that. So it's a variety of things that we do, and if we can't help you, we will make sure we find someone who can.
And I want to give a special shout out to the Westside Cougars with their alumni weekend, because they support our firm like no other. So
Oh, great.
I want to thank the Westside Cougars for always supporting us, and also the D9 family. There was a post that I put out about a month or so ago about D9 discounts. So we want to promote our D9 brothers and sisters. So if you are in the D9 and you have an issue, you can get a discount here at Tolbert & Tolberts.
I did not know that,
Yes,
so I'm going to
we
make
do
sure I
not
push
discount.
that out in the next newsletter.
Yes, we do. As long as you got to be financial though.
Okay,
You know, so
that means paid
you got to
up.
be
Paid
paid
up
up.
and
If
current.
you are paid up and current, then
Okay.
you get a D9 discount with us.
Awesome. Well, that's a great place to put a pin in. You have been catching up with the Tolberts. Please make sure you follow them on all social media platforms, including Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. And also check out their website at tolbertlegal.com. It has been my honor, counselors.
Thank
Until
you.
next time, I'm
Appreciate you.
Chelsea Whittington. We'll see you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.